Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you sort of a first impressions / review video on the new L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder. This is a really unique foundation. It says it's a bare skin perfecting makeup. It has SPF 18 and it claims to be a liquid to powder formula. It's for sale usually between like $12 and $13, I would say, which is a little steep for a drugstore foundation, but it is pretty unique. Now, I'm not going to do like a demo on this or tutorial in this video. I will if you guys want me to. It's just like any other liquid foundation, if not even simpler, because it says that for best results, you should use your fingertips, which I would highly recommend. I think a brush or a sponge would sort of absorb all the pigment, sort of the powder, which I know it sounds crazy, but it's a very thin formula. It's in this glass bottle. Here's a little close-up shot. So the bottle is really sort of strange because it's glass. It has this tiny little thing at the top. I like the bottle. I think it's kind of neat. It's really flat and handy, so you could take it places if you were traveling. I just wish, I don't know, I mean, it's a drugstore foundation, so I know that they always do this sort of cartoony, colorful packaging, but it's such a nice bottle. I just wish they would have made it look a little classier. I'm kind of a sucker for packaging sometimes. The shade that I use is Classic Ivory, which is the perfect shade for me. You can see the top, it sort of comes out. It's very, very thin. I'll get to all that in a moment. I've had this for almost about 2 weeks. And I've been sort of trying it out here and there over the last 3 days, and I Instagrammed that I was trying some new foundations, and this was one of them. The other is a different one that I'm going to talk about later after I've tried it for a while because I'm sort of torn about it. But I've been wearing it every day. I'm wearing it today, and it's really unique stuff. So do I like it or do I not? I know it's hard to tell. It's got some pros and cons for sure. It's a very thin formula. It says to pour the product onto your fingertips. If you do that, I mean, you can see it's kind of messy. So what I end up doing is taking it on my finger and going like that, which gives you a tiny amount that you have to keep doing. And by then I feel just like it's so unsanitary. So that's a con for me. But I think that the product sort of makes up for it. So when you blend it in, I mean, it's just like any other, you're not gonna be able to tell on here because you can't feel what it feels like. But it really just sort of absorbs, blends in really, really quickly, and then turns to a powder. The formula is really thin, I think, because they don't want a lot of that like liquid, a lot of the like emollient, what am I trying to say? Like a lot of the liquidy residue on your skin. They want it to truly dry as a powder. So the second you start rubbing it in, that sort of goes away almost. And almost like alcohol or something. I don't know if it's got alcohol in it. But anyways, I think it's just full of the actual pigment. So all is left behind is the pigment, which gives you sort of a powdery feel. As far as the coverage isn't great. So I would say stick to it if you've got more like just normal skin that may have breakouts here and there. You can definitely pair a concealer with it. That's what I did. Now, I've got really good skin on my cheeks and on my forehead. My chin has been breaking out a lot lately just from hormones and stuff like that. So I feel like I've gotten the best of both worlds with this because I've gotten to test it on different skin types because my face is like a million different skin types. So where I'm breaking out on my chin, it did nothing to cover it. But on my cheeks and on my forehead, it just sort of really evened out my skin while I can still see a little bit of my freckles through. But it made my skin look really perfected. What I love about it is in this hot, humid Georgia, crazy sweltering heat, it holds up perfectly. And so I do think it's a great product for that. If you've got oily skin like me, I'm very, very oily in my T-zone. I found that it really did a great job holding up with that as well. So I'm into it. Because I don't really think a foundation should super cover everything anyways. I always think you should definitely use the foundation just to get a nice canvas. Just sort of even things out a little bit, but never rely on your foundation to cover everything. You should use your concealer for that or you will end up with a crazy mask-like effect. So I do think that is good about this. This is really bright. It's a little better. The lighting seemed really bright. So yeah, I'm all over the place in this video. I can't concentrate. But before you use it, really shake it up well. You can hear, hopefully, like, it's just very liquidy, very, very liquidy. So that's the only flaw, making sure I'm not getting it all over me. I wiped it off, but I feel like I'm gonna have like foundation handprints all over me. And that's another thing. I'm not a huge fan of using my fingertips with foundation, so after I use this, I have to have something to really wipe my hands off because it'll get everywhere. But I do think it's a really clean feeling foundation. It feels very, very lightweight, which I absolutely love. So big pluses, it holds up in heat. It's perfect for oily skin. It looked fresh at the end of the day. I personally have been really liking it. It's really holding up nice. Like I said, the coverage isn't great, but it does make my skin look really pretty. Like on my cheeks and on my forehead where I have maybe just a little bit of discoloration. It sort of blurs that, but it keeps my skin looking like my skin, and it really keeps the shine down even on the areas where I do get oily and I had to apply like a lot of extra concealer. But like I said, I've been breaking out a bit lately, so if you are curious if dry skin can wear this stuff, because I know it's like a powder, I said that it had alcohol in it and all that, I don't find it to be drying, and my cheeks will get very dry if a product is drying. However, whether you have dry skin or oily skin, your skin has to be in very good condition to use this. And what I mean by that is that you don't need to have like any flakes, or even like around breakouts and stuff. I found that it really clings to any like dry areas, like where I might have been using like an acne treatment or anything like that. So be very careful where that's concerned. So if you do have drier skin and you find that it is actually like flaky and stuff, stay far away from this. It will cling to everything. However, I didn't find that it settled in pores. Overall, I do think it's a really unique and good foundation. Stick with the tips that I gave you on who should avoid it. Don't put it around your eyes, of course, because it's got alcohol in it. Obviously, it's a powdery product, so I would stay away from that around my eyes anyways. And most of all, you really don't need a setting powder with it, and I am a setting powder fanatic. I don't like heavy ones, but I always put my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish on top of it. My brain is just like, blah. I always put that on top of it, but I have not felt the need to do that with this, which is really saying something. So it's good stuff, and it doesn't make you look powdery. Good stuff, a little pricey I think for a drugstore foundation. So that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little very informal review, just my thoughts, just me talking about what I feel about the product. If you have any questions, let me know below. I'll try to answer them if I can. And if you would like to see a demo of me using this, which would literally be just me putting it on my fingers and applying it to my skin, let me know. I will come up with that soon if you guys would like to see that too. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye.